wherever you are in the world. Welcome back. We'll dive straight into this because we do have a fair amount of coins to go through. I do apologize in advance, guys. I'm still pretty crook and my throat is absolutely killing me, so I'll see how much I can get through. Yeah, let's just get straight into it, guys. All right. So in the past week, Bitcoin hasn't really done much. So what we've seen is Bitcoin just trade in this sort of range. So what have we done with Bitcoin? So we've come back down into the 618. Buyers pushing back up. There still isn't much buy volume. The bears are still in control. This is on the 4-hour, so not much in the histogram. There is a bullish div here in OBV. This might actually be a little W if we change that to a line chart here. And there it is right there. So that's a W. Break above this. And we could test the top of this range right here. But yeah, I'm still thinking that Bitcoin could come back up to kind of test that 50% or the underside of these candle body lows for a potential bearish AB equals CD setup. If we go on the higher time frame, I'm still very suspicious of this wick that needs filling in, which this AB CD objective comes down into that area. We still don't see any sort of divergence in the histogram. If we could get a sort of some sort of movement like this down, where we can kind of paint that bullish divergence with price making lower lows, while our internal indicators showing bullish divergence. We do see a bullish div has fired here in OBV, same as in Willy. Technically, it's still not stupid. I don't see any red boxes. I mean, green is overbought, red is oversold. So I still haven't seen signs of that. So if we do break these lows, so this low here, so if we break that 7714, we could potentially go lower. So that's what I'm saying. I would like it to come and rally back up so that bearish AB equals CD objective, we have that in play. All right, moving on to Dragon DRGN on Bittrex, 1-day chart. So just looking at the 1-day chart, price making lower lows, while internally it wasn't. We do see Willy has been very heavily oversold. Bullish divs both firing here. Let's have a look at OBV. Not really looking that crash hot, but it has crossed over bullishly. So the EMA, the Williams percentage R has crossed that 13 EMA. Let's drill in on a lower time frame and see if we want to be buyers in on this. Again, our reload zone is, so basically we have V bottomed, so we do have to come back down and test this eventually. So I'd be probably looking at somewhere in this region right here, previous market structure right here, or we could come back down, test this 382, which seems to be previous resistance turn support now. Not much volume is being traded on Bittrex, so yeah, this could be, I mean, I can't remember what the market cap of it was, but if it's low volume, we could see, sellers ramping it down, wicking it So even if you had your your buy orders or your bids set in a location where it works with your trading plan, I wouldn't mind being a buyer down here if they decided to wick it all the way down. But our histogram on the 4-hour is showing higher highs, which is we still don't have any bullish divs. I mean, bullish divs did fire up until about here, until they skyrocketed above that, confirming there could be still a continuation on this. So if we zoom back out, we can see that there is a huge gap up here in VPVR that still needs to be filled in. The POC is sitting all the way up here. Could I see it coming back to test the bottom of previous market structure here? Yeah, long term for sure. Could this work? Could we work our bids down in this reload zone, creating a nice little W here? Sure. My trading plan is sell half on a double, so I was long on DRG. DRGN at, I can't remember where it was, somewhere in this region here. So for me to bang out a double, so that is sell half of my position right there. Let's zoom out. So you can see where my double is, and once I do sell my half on a double, I've got myself a free position, and I'll probably be setting some bids up in here once I do get my double off to sell the rest of the position. But yeah, it's not impossible. Alts have been oversold for a pretty long time. On the weeklies, they're still not ready. They're still not ready to actually pop yet. I'll give it another 3 months with my 30 SMA and 13 EMA on the weeklies. I'm waiting for that cross to happen. But as of now, for me, this is more of accumulating some of these coins and selling these halves on the doubles, get the free position, and keep making money. So yeah, when people are crying, I am buying. So yeah, that was Dragon. Let's move on to Pundi X or NPXS. They did take trading the BTC pair off. I really don't know why they did that. I know because the SAT value would drop 25% or increase 25% in a day. But still, I don't think that was a reason to take it off. But anyway, on the daily here, it looks like the bulls have really stepped up here, trying to create this bottom. OBV just looks absolutely ridiculous with this. Whoever had fat fingers selling around about here, I think on the weekly, it's better shown that the bearish volume bar right here. It looks like on the weekly we've this bullish divs have been stopped out on this confirmation of that break low. So you can see on the weekly that it is heavily oversold. If we move back into the daily, we can see prices making lower lows, while the histogram is not on the daily. Actually, it's painting a really nice, very long-term bullish div right there. So that even starts from here. So this bullish div is working. Technically, would like to see break this trend line. If we could break this trend line, W on the other side of the trend line to continue up. So yeah, for now I'm letting the bulls and the bears battle this one out. I do want to see some more structure. Fundamentally, I know this coin is pretty solid, so I do want to look at an entry on this when they do decide to put the bottom into this coin. So yeah, moving on to ENJ. This is actually pretty cool. I'll be looking to set some bids on this thing because I do like to say, when in doubt, zoom out, or when in doubt, look left. And when we go on the weekly, we have previous market support here, and you can actually see this. Let's get my drawing tool out. So this W right here, excuse me guys, very beautiful double bottom here, which I could potentially see right here. So we do have that support. What I want to see is that kind of a breakout, Wyckoff check, just like we did right here. So we have that W, we have that the breakout of this W, then we have that Wyckoff check right here. This 3-bar pattern is absolutely beautiful. This is a nice fractal pattern. If you zoom in on a lower time frame, this 3-bar pattern will show you a heads and shoulders, maybe on a 4-hour or a 1-hour chart. I don't know if we look at that. Let's have a look. So yeah, there was a little W in here as well. Maybe go on the daily. So yeah, you can kind of make out that head and shoulders right here. But yeah, that was that 3-bar pattern on the weekly. So looking at this on the daily, we can see that they've wicked price up. They're not ready to break this unless this candle confirms above these candle body highs. I don't see this happening. I mean, this bullish bar right here. Which one is it? So it's this one right here. So this bar does not exceed the previous bar, so it is showing me like a bullish div. A bearish div in volume. We did get a bullish divergence fire right here, which was actually quite nice. It lined up with that 618 into our reload zone, as you can see right here. So price from here to here was making lower lows, while the histogram was not. Painted a bullish div right here for us. Entry of the 618, pow. This thing absolutely rocketed back. So now that we've V-bottomed here, I'd expect it to come back down into this reload zone. OBV looks very healthy. Let's actually have a look at it on the weekly. I'm pretty sure the weekly was still really nice as well. Yeah, we could actually M out here on the weekly, so that's something to watch out for as well. But if I was to enter this coin, I'm looking for some bids right here. It does actually work out pretty good because the POC is sitting right here. So I'd probably be working my bids somewhere in here of these candle body highs here. I don't think we have any gaps in this region here. We do have one gap here. That gap was filled. Any gaps down here? Those gaps are filled. There might be actually a gap right here. So that might be a little bit concerning. Right here. So I'm pretty sure that that's a gap. Yeah, we do have a gap right here that hasn't been filled yet. So we could potentially come back down to test this low here. Technically, this is a V bottom here. All depending what Bitcoin does. If we do resolve bearishly, with Bitcoin, we could see that the effects in altcoins. So yeah, that's ENJ. Moving on to Link. Link did quite well. I did do a video 2 weeks ago for you guys here, where I did say if it does flag off this 382 and it creates some structure, that is a buying signal, and it actually did flag off that 382. This reload zone right here created that nice little double bottom, or a nice W here. If we did do a reload zone off of this low to this high, it did come into that 618 and 786, and I did get that little. I got a 22%. I made 22% on this trade. It did end up going higher, but I'm happy taking profits at 22%. We can see a double top happening right here, and an M forming. Volume is really dropping off here on the 4 hour. Volume also dropping off on the daily. I don't think we do have a potential bearish div working in the histogram. If we do break this this right here, if we roll over and break down past this purple line, then we will be coming back down again. So if you guys wanted to draw your reload zones from swing low to swing high, maybe come back down, test this 50% or this 618, which would actually line up very nicely. I did just see this. So if we do this left shoulder, the head, maybe the other shoulder at the 618, and we could have a potential inverse head and shoulders working there. So that would be quite nice. I'll be watching out for that. So the deal with heads and shoulders is if we do mark from the head to the neck, clone. Let's clone this. So we go from the neck to the top, which is kind of like the 786. That's basically the projection for a heads and shoulders. It's kind of like an AB equals CD off this off the head and the neckline, projecting upwards. So could that be a possibility? Maybe. That would look very nice actually. So that's something to look out for. So yeah, that is Link. Moving on to REN. I did chart this last week for you guys. My entry was off the 786. I'm pretty sure I did have that somewhere, but you guys can go through if you want. Like I say, I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm pretty sure this was in the last week's video. But when I did chart it, price was roughly around here. I wanted it to come back down into my buy zone, which it did. I put my bids down at this candle body high right here, just off this nice little W. So I am 25% up. I have moved my stop to trailing. I did move my stop to here, just in case the bears do want to liquidate some of these, or hit these do like a stop loss run off of either this bottom or this bottom here. So I've worked off three lows. So I've got this one, two. I could have done it off this one, but for safety, I've put my stop loss here, which is 5%. So I'm still making money if I do get stopped out. So I can see that volume is dropping off a bit. If you did want to draw your reload zones to get into this coin, I'd probably be looking at something like this. Well, this is our reload zone right here. We do have two wicks that still need to be kind of filled in, so bids could be set somewhere around here. Yeah, Willie is a bit in no man's land. Histogram has made a, wow, that's a difficult one actually. What's that? That is a lower low. Alright, so histogram has made a lower low on this. So we could see this technically roll over. We do have a nice little double top here. Whenever you see a market smiling at you, so by that I mean we're looking at a double top here. So we've got the two eyes and the mouth smiling at us. The whole reason why that is smiling at us, because it's smiling at us because it's more than likely going to roll over, and these big time traders are smiling at you because they are taking your money from you. That's something that I did learn in TRI, the Rational Investor, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, if you do want to get in on this coin, you could set your bids somewhere in these candle body lows, or set some stink bids where the bottom of these wicks are. All right, moving on. BFT. I don't mind the look of this actually. We have been trading. So we do have confluence in the histogram. OBV's not really crash hot. We do have Willie that is stupidly oversold. Let's have a look at the daily. So the daily, we are trading sideways here for a while. Bullish volume is dropping off, but we do have bullish divs. Willie is looking very nice. OBV, someone has actually stepped in here and just put in a lot of money into this coin, accumulating. I'd be happy to probably risk to this low right here. But yeah, the potential growth for this coin is actually pretty ridiculous. So if we did a fib retracement from here to there, could we? Where is our double? Let's have a look. So if we do from here, so is a double reasonable? Yeah, I don't see why not. You could bang out a double on this. Get yourself a free position. Resistance underneath here could get a tag of this 50%. Initially, I would like to see a W work in price. See a nice little breakout, but this is a pretty decent accumulation here. So the daily, could we see the tag of this 200 MA? Possible, but I don't mind having a nibble at this, having stop losses down there. EVX. So if we could actually work our bids. If we could get like a buy within a reload zone within a reload zone, that would be quite nice. So if it did come back down, and I could get in somewhere around here, that wouldn't be too bad. We do have a bullish div that fired. Let's see if this exceeded it. It has actually. All right. So we could see this move up a little bit more. If it does, I'm definitely not going to FOMO. Wait for it to come back down. Redraw your reload zones off whatever highs it goes to. actually very nice bullish bar right here that has exceeded any of these. So we could actually see this move higher. If we did say a swing high to swing low, 382 possible, 50% tag. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. 50% tag at the top of value on volume profile. Yeah, that is a good possibility. Yeah, we did say like an AB equals CD objective. Yeah, that could potentially work. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to FOMO, guys. My bids will probably be down somewhere in here. So that's EVX, QSP. This looks actually really nice. I did get one of my TAs do this analysis. So he's actually done a really nice read up. I'll probably leave this in the description. So people have been accumulating this since August. Higher highs and higher lows define a bull market, guys. But we also have volume dropping off. We do have bearish divs working in the histogram, so you could, if you do want to get in on something like this, draw your reload zones. Wow, you can actually see price came back down in here off the 786 to double bottom really nicely. So yeah, you could potentially set your bids back down into these zones here. Let's see if we've got any gaps. We do have a gap right here. So this is the square right here. You can definitely see the gap right there. So I wouldn't mind working my bids somewhere in that gap there. So we don't have any gaps here, do we? No, all those gaps have been filled in. So that's the only gaps, plus these tails. So if this does roll over, I would like to catch a bid somewhere in this area here. Potential growth for this thing is pretty ridiculous. So if I did buy off that gap, where would I be roughly banging out a double? If I can get 100%. So is it realistic to get 100% off of something like this? Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you look at it, the potential growth. So yeah, I'll be looking at getting on this on that lower time frame, somewhere in between that gap. Alrighty, moving on to KMD. This does look pretty nice. Willie does look really nice. Volume, I would like to see the bulls really step in here. OBV looks pretty decent. Let's zoom in on a lower time frame. So yeah, this is kind of reminds me of QSP as well. High highs and high lows. So if you did want to, so let's have a look. This was our our reload zone right here. It dipped into it a couple times now. If you did want to get in on this, I'd be looking for somewhere back down into maybe these lows right here, or even if you did want to come back and work your bids off maybe like a reload zone within a reload zone, somewhere in between. Somewhere, yeah, I guess we do have a fair bit of support right here. So that's probably where I'd be working my bids anyway. Alright, moving on to basic attention. Heard a lot of things about this. So let's have a look at this volume bar here. Volume. 27.3. 24. Okay, so this one has exceeded this volume bar here. We do have a trend breakout, so if we can come back down off this, make a little W, that would actually be quite nice. So if we worked off this low to this high, so yeah, okay, exactly where that W ends up in our reload zone. So if we can get something like that happening, I'd like to be a buyer on this test of that trend line back into previous market structure. We've got support here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at with basic attention token. Matic, where did I enter? I think I entered on the purple line. This thing has been trading sideways for quite some time now. Do we have any gaps anywhere else that need filling? No gaps there. We do have a gap. Actually, we have a gap in here. So we do have a gap there that needs to be filled. You could work your bids in there. My stop loss is on this yellow line, so it's 3 high lows. I've got this low to work with, this low and this low. So it is trading right at the POC here, which I like. Willie is not technically oversold yet. OBV is looking, wow, really like this OBV, very healthy. Someone is accumulating this here, so we still have confluence in our histogram. Haven't had anything break down there yet, so I do like the look of Matic a lot. Could we come back up to test value high? That is a very good possibility. That is a huge wick actually. Let's see if it works off. So yeah, value high, could tag this 382. We run into some resistance right here. So that's probably my target that I'm looking at. I'll probably do my sell half on a double off the purple line. And there we go. That doesn't look too bad actually. I'm happy with that. Alrighty, I'm not sure how long this video has gone for, but my throat is absolutely killing me, guys. So hopefully you get some value out of this today. Any questions, just leave a comment below. Yeah, alrighty. That's it for me. Thank you, guys.